Alright, peeps. What's going on? Don't know why I said that. That was stupid. But anyway, I'm 4 days out before I leave. Oh, I can't wait to go. But now I gotta pack and move because I'm 26. I've already moved out of my parents' house and started to go on with my life, and I realized that I didn't know what the hell I was doing and needed to make a change. But so I've got to do all this packing. I hate packing. I've been moving around my whole life. And hate it. But I have to get used to that. I've learned to try to keep everything small without boxes, do what I need to just in case I get up and move again, which make the military easier for me. Not everybody can do this, uh, but it's something that you have to be able to do. You have to be able to deal with. You'll be moving around a lot. I'm going in the Navy. I know we're going to be traveling a lot. So I already know to pack small. I'm basically going to be sending everything that I may purchase in the future back home and only carrying around the essential things that I'm going to freaking need. Possibly there's so much that I've watched a few of these other YouTubers that are military based with the barracks and everything else, and you see the amount of crap that they have stashed in their barracks, and it's just like, oh my god. Like, I understand the Xbox, you need your entertainment, but do you really also need to have the laptop with all the extra whiz and bangs and all the snacks in the drawers and the pile of clothes in the closet that they really don't need? Like, I'm watching quite a few, and there's some things I'm looking at, and I'm like, I know for sure you don't need those to live, and I'm pretty sure basic isn't going to tell you that you need that. But yeah, it's one of those things. I'm just getting to live small, waking up early every morning, trying to. Can't really seem to do that. I really don't want to, but I'll have to. So, but it's just dealing with the grind. But anyway, I figured I'd just put up an update on how I'm doing with being 4 days out. I work out every day. I do my push-ups, sit-ups, run. I also like to hit the pull-up bar because the pull-up works certain muscles that you probably aren't hitting just by doing push-ups and crunches. Squats to help strengthen the legs. Calf heel raises to strengthen the calves because when you strengthen your hammies and your calves, it can actually help you with your run to a certain point. Once they get too big, it gets too big, but you do it. Your quads help with picking up the front of your leg when in the run, so it's like your return, your recovery kind of. But yeah, I do a lot. My diet's pretty heavy for me because I'm not very heavy as it is. I've got high metabolism, so I have a high diet. So I have to do that. But anyways, that's kind of getting off topic. I was gonna kind of bring it into the aspect of MEPS. For those of you who haven't been up to MEPS yet or had to deal with it, you show up at the recruiter's office and they give you right up to MEPS and wherever your MEPS is in your town. Mine is in Seattle. I live in Washington. So I go up there and have to deal with it. And you take your asvab, and it's the first thing you do. You take the asvab. Everybody has to take it. It doesn't matter what branch you're going into. You take your two math courses, your reading and writing styles. They're both reading. It's just comprehension, and the other one's uh, word knowledge. So basically, that's what it is. You got your math wording and then your regular basic math. Then they're going to throw other things at you that are like your electronics, your shop knowledge. They're gonna. I think there's one I'm missing. Shop knowledge and tools and equipment. You'll need that one. But for the Navy, there's two extra tests you have to take. So be prepared. There's really no way to prepare for them. You just kind of have to do them when you get there. So there is no kind of preparing for those other than getting a job that you do it all the time with. Basically, one is you're searching through a list. You have to freaking look and see what number it says. You have to find that number and what it says. You have to enter that in, A, B, or C. And next one, you have to do it as fast as you can for each screen, and each screen changes. So you have to be careful because it might seem like it's staying the same for 4 or 5 screens, then it changes on you and it'll screw you up. So it's really hard. Not everybody makes it all the way through that one, so don't care about it. The other one is basically it gives you like a code you have to follow, and you have to remember this damn code. It basically judging off your memory. It's really difficult. It pops up on the screen and shows you. It'll be like A B B C C type of thing. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it kind of goes along that line. But you have to remember it. It's either squares, triangles, reds, blue dots, something. But you basically have to remember the sequence right after it shows it to you when you plug into the next sequence. Really difficult. I swear to God, I failed that one. Because it was like, oh, okay, we're going to do this, do that, because it goes really fast. Every time you get it correct, it gets faster and harder. So, and then every time you get it wrong, it steps back one. So, and that does that with all of them. You do math, you get it right one time, the next one's harder, you get that one wrong, it goes back to the last level to basically say this is your kind of knowledge area. So, going through it, the 4 core that they really look at to see if you can join is the 2 maths and the English portions. They don't. All the science, I forgot science. I was actually scored higher on science than I thought I did. But on the 4 core ones that you need, I scored average on those. And then they take the numbers. They take your correct numbers that you got on all of those, and they put them together, put through a math sequence, and come up with an AFQT. The AFQT score determines whether you can get in or not, and that's the score when you talk to people. What did you score on the asvab? That's the score they give you, because it doesn't matter who you watch, JT Suits, any of these other guys. That's the score they give you when they talk to you, because they only give you one score. They don't give you the lowdown of all their scores, just that score, because that's the score that determines whether you're going to get in or not, and how difficult of a job that they can actually trust you with. That's basically what that is. So mine was a 64. JT Suit says it'll be like 78 to 80 or something like that. There's other guys. I think it's Nikki MGTTV. He said his score was something I can't remember what his score was. That was a video I watched a while ago. But these guys, they give you their scores. They're veterans. But mine was 64. But my math scores, my science, I believe I scored like a 54. My first math, I scored like a 52, and my other math, I scored like a 56. And then my writing, I scored like a 53, and then my other writing one, my word knowledge one, I scored like a 52. So I was about between 50 and 55 in all of those, and that's what it was. And then so I was about average as far as I could see it, but I was high enough to score 61, which is a little above average, because the average scores that you need are what get you in. I believe the Army is the lowest one at like a 32. Then the Navy is the highest at like 37. That's the minimum scores you can get. I'm not 100% sure on that. If you guys want to correct me, you can. But that's the scores that they use to get you to get a determination on whether you even qualify to join the service. And this is all part of the start one. I got to my electronics, and this is where really it came in for me to benefit me for the job I wanted. Is I was able to score high enough because my electronics was I almost scored 100% on that. I was like a 98 on that, or was it 98 or it's like an 81? But after I did the math, I realized I only missed one question on the electronics, and then I went to the shop knowledge. Me being a mechanic, I know all about shop tools, all that. So those my shop one, I scored like 1 point under the electronics one, which meant I only missed like 1 or 2 there, maybe. Then of course the tools, they draw up some pictures that are a little funny. You can't really tell the tools too well, because they'll give you a hand-drawn picture and then ask you what the hell it is, and you're trying to figure out what this is, and it gives you A, B, C, and D, and you're looking at all of them going, it doesn't look like any of those tools. which can be a bit difficult, especially as a mechanic. I'm looking at this going, somebody needs to go back to school and learn how to draw, or they need to take a picture of it, because we're in our day and age. We have smartphones. We can take a picture of it, and then when somebody asks us what we're talking about, we just show them the picture. It's just like, yeah, here's the picture. Or you bring it up on Google and describe it in Google, and Google gives you like 30 pictures of what you might be talking about. So it's that sort of thing. So you can do that. So when it came down to it, they wanted me for mechanic jobs because I could do the electronics, the mechanics. They really wanted me for those because it was really good. But me being a mechanic, a diesel mechanic, auto, I could even work in refrigeration units. I did all that. I did trailer work, fabrication. I can weld. They wanted me for a mechanic because I knew all this, and I did not want to do that work anymore. So I went towards the electronics. So I'm going into the advanced electronics computer field. That's what I'm going into, which isn't, to what I understand, is probably not the easiest one to go into because electronics can be tricky. Firsthand, I can tell you that electronics should throw you a loop worse than anything. All it takes is one number to be off to fool you, and electronics really like to fool you. Plus, it's also fascinating at the same time because all you have to do is really know that electricity takes a path of least resistance, just like humans, just like water, hydraulics. It all has the path of least resistance, which is really funny. You can learn a lot from electronics that you can do it. And I like computers because I get into the nitty gritty of the computer. I had a computer that I basically tore it all the way down until it was back to factory, and then I removed all the stuff that it had on there, the bloatware that your computers get sent with from factory if you buy it from like Dell or Mac or AT&T or any of these places that you get your electronics from. You get all this bloatware on it from that company. Like, I take it all off and I send it back to what Microsoft originally had it or what Apple originally had it, and I deal with there. I start from scratch. I like to start from scratch. I always have a computer, so I don't know why. And so this career merely makes sense for me to go into because I like it. I find it fascinating. Plus, I want to be an engineer. So with this being electronics, I can go to school for electronics engineering. So I can advance that career. So if I decide that in 4 years I don't want to get out, I can go to school. Or if I go to school while I'm in, they pay my total tuition. I can use that to advance in my career in the Navy. I could go over, possibly become an officer, or even go into doing that. I've done a lot of research on this. I haven't been in yet. I leave Sunday, March 5th for MEPS, and then on the 6th I ship out to Great Lakes. So on the 6th I will be out there. So if there's anybody that's going to be leaving at the same time, how are you? Welcome aboard, shipmate. I'm 8 weeks. I hope to be passing. There's a few things I'm a little worried about that might hold me back, but that's only because I haven't done them a lot. Like the swims, it took me a while before I got into a gym that had a pool, so my swim is kind of lacking, and I'm kind of worried about it. The other thing is that I'm a little worried about keeping my mouth shut because, like I said, I'm 26. So somebody does something that kind of irritates me, I'm at the point where I just say things to tell people how I feel because if you don't tell people, they never know. But in the Navy, there's certain things you can't say, especially if it's a superior. So I have to watch my tongue heavily. The Navy's got a whole new thing going on. I do a lot of research. Remember, guys, Navy Times, read the Navy Times, military.com. They've got things on there. Just keep update on the military because you will learn a whole lot by reading these things that will prepare you for the boot camp or thing and things like that. Like they talk to you about getting new greens, the uniforms, the NWU type series, going away from the NWU type ones. You will learn a lot of that. It'll tell you there's none of this stuff. A lot of this stuff isn't secret, so it's not like it's going to be a surprise when you get there. And you don't need to completely only rely on YouTube to get the information you need. But YouTube is a great source. It's a great help, and everybody that's on here is trying to help you guys out. I figured that doing this a little bit on the asvab, giving you guys a little information on tips to help you get in, learning your general orders and all that. Just remember, repeat, read it over, say it out loud. Saying it out loud is key. You have somebody that you can say it to out loud, somebody that's that's able to quiz you, that can help you out a lot. One thing I've done for like my general orders is I got me a 12-sided dice, and I'll roll that, and whatever number it lands on, I'll name out that general order. And for the 12th, because there's only 11 general orders that they give you in the book, for the 12th, I use the RTC maximum. So you roll that die, whatever number it lands on, you have to say that out loud. It helps you with mixing up the numbers. Plus, having somebody quiz you, they'll have them run it through you one time with going 1 through 11 or 12 if you want to make it do what I did and make the maximum part of it, and then have them jumble up and pick them randomly. They shoot them out at you if you can't answer it right away. If it takes you longer than 5 seconds, like have a little timer going. If it takes you longer than 5 seconds, do push-ups, do sit-ups, do something to help you better. Me, I got a little complacent while I was sitting in debt because I was in debt for 8 months. I hate it. I hate this. I've been waiting this whole time, but I got my body in a better shape. I basically started doing it because I was 148 pounds and raised my weight up to 160, so I can, because I was eating a lot more, because my body needed it for recovery, because I was in a lot of pain. I started eating more, some of that pain went away, and my weight actually started to increase rather than decrease like it would normally. So I was able to do that, and I countered it by eating a lot of food with my workout, because you need food to build muscle. But if you're overweight, just eating food period isn't the best for you. You have to look at the right diets and everything else. So you guys really, really want to get into this thing full force and do it right. Do some research, look into things, look at how to diet plan, what helps with gaining muscle, what helps with losing weight. If you have to, do maybe what I did and go on YouTube, find a couple of bodybuilders that actually seem to know what the fuck they're talking about, that go over diet, how to freaking properly diet to gain weight. And watch guys like I'll give you maybe a few, like Rich Piana. I watch him, his channel. He's really informative. There's some things he says and does that I don't agree with, but I don't agree with everybody. Everybody has something I don't agree with, but there's things they do have that I do agree with. His diet plan, I don't agree with it, but he does things that I do agree with, like that everybody's different. Just because the diet works for him doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Jerry Ward, BioS3 is his YouTube channel. That guy, he really freaking knows a lot of what he's talking about, especially for older guys. But younger guys can still get into it to sit there and be like, okay, well, this is maybe, it might be for older guys, but remember, the older guys were there first and they know more. So the older guys might seem older and everything else. You might be able to put on muscle faster than them, but they do know some key secrets that they will give you, and that's what I went to Jerry Ward for, because he had some key things that he had to say. Number one was diet. He'll tell you, hands down, first things first, diet is everything, because it doesn't matter how hard you work out, if your diet isn't behind it, you won't grow. And that's the one thing in the health industry you'll find out is the words like grow, gains, swole. They'll teach you it all. The losses, the difference between a gain and a loss, what certain diets do and why they're designed the way they are. There's a lot of that. So do your guys yourselves a lot of favors, do some research, and you will go a long way. And remember that just like me, I'm new to this, just like you guys. When I come out, I'll do another video Saturday. I will do a video guarantee. I'll upload one Saturday. I guarantee it. That'll be my last day I can upload, because Sunday, as soon as I wake up, I'm basically right off to the recruiting station to head down to MEPS. I've got to be down there so I can do my swearing in and basically be told that my life is now in the military's hands. But which isn't a bad thing. It's actually a really good thing, because the military provides a whole lot, and in return they just ask for your full loyalty. And if you don't give that, then you're out of the military, or worse, you could go to prison, and you do not want to go to military prison, because I've heard stories about how bad it can be, and I don't want to try it. You shouldn't either. But I think I'll wrap this up for tonight, because I think if I feel a little silly, I'm still trying to get used to this, talking to the camera, talking to myself around for the things. Plus, I don't really like the way my camera is, but it's what I've got, and it's what I'm dealing with. I would use my phone, but it takes forever to upload a video, and it's got a much better camera, but I can't get it to connect to my computer so I can get the videos to you guys right. And if I wait to download it from the OneDrive to my freaking computer, it would take like 4 days. I swear, it's like the worst thing in the world. It annoys me. I think it might be because my computer's old, but wish I could do more. if you guys got any suggestions on how I might be able to do this at a much more affordable way, and until I can save up some money to actually do something. Because remember, when I get out of basic training, I still have bills. I am an adult. Some of you guys will not have bills, so you don't have the same issues. I'm just going to be glad that I will have an E3 pay when I come out of basic. That is going to be great for me. If you can, guys, do everything you can to go up in rank before you go to basic. If you have to put people into the military, do it. While you're in basic, I will let you know if there's ways that you, when I get out, I'll let you know if there's any secrets on how to get ahead so you can go up in rank, or just to make your life a little bit easier. But I have to go through it first to be able to tell you guys, right? That'll come soon. Like I said, it'll be Sunday. But I'll leave this at the end of my video. I appreciate you guys watching. I don't know why my videos end up being so like 20 minutes long. I've never understood this. Them trying to make a video in 5 minutes is difficult to me. It's like a video that just says, "Hey, look at this," and then you're gone. It's like it's done. It's like I basically just showed you what a piece of grass looked like because it was leaning a certain way, and showed you a plant, and then I basically say, "Isn't that cool?" and just shut it off right there at 5 minutes. It's really uninformative at 5 minutes. But if you guys could leave some comments for me so I can improve myself if need be. If you guys tell me I need to freaking get some sort of software, please let me know if there's a good software out there I can use for video editing. That's, like I said, an affordable price. Free, preferably, if I could. Because remember, I'm not going to have much money until I leave. And that's only in a few days. So I really don't care to get too into it if it's going to cost money. We'll have to wait until a later date to get software and possibly better cameras. I hope to get a GoPro one day, but I will have to freaking get back to y'all on that. But please subscribe, because the more you guys subscribe, it makes me feel better that I'm actually doing something that you guys enjoy. So please do, and at this point in time, you're only knowing me before I go in the military, and I'm hoping that you guys can see that what I'm doing before I go in the military will help you guys out. So when I get out of boot camp, I can tell you how successful I was and give you guys a little more pointers. If you have any questions, please leave some comments. Please ask me. I am more than grateful to oblige. I'd love to get more information, get people talking to me, getting this thing going. I really would. I know I don't sound as informative because I haven't been through, but guys, even though I haven't been through, there's still some things I do know. I'll let you guys in. If you guys want to hear more stories about me and my personal life outside the military, please ask questions. I could possibly talk to you about how my dad went through the Navy, because he used to be a sailor. He's a veteran too. You know what? I might even do a thing between him and I where we get on here and we talk to you guys. New age sailor or pre-sailor versus veteran. And he gives his side of view on what it was like when he went in, and then what I'm looking at as I'm going in, and then maybe afterwards when I come back on leave, we can do another video where he's veteran sailor with new young sailor, and the differences between when he went through boot camp and when I went through boot camp, and how it changes. Because remember, guys, just because you're hearing stories from old timers does not mean it's true. Thank you for watching this and listening to me, and like I said, please subscribe. And maybe if you guys want me to get a little funnier, I can try to get a little funnier. I don't really think I can, but you never know. Any suggestions are helpful. And remember, subscribe. Hit that, mash that freaking like button too, if you want. I don't care if you hit like. I just want to know if you guys are actually enjoying this stuff and hearing me ramble on, because this is all raw. I can't edit it right now, so you get to see the raw side of this stuff. So thank you, and Hooyah Navy.